Our oceans are facing a crisis. And no, it's not about running out of fish sticks for our Friday night dinners. It's climate change, and it's making quite a splash, literally. Imagine our planet as a giant greenhouse, trapping more heat than a boy band concert on a summer night. This extra heat is turning our oceans into giant swimming pools, but not the kind you want to dive into. Our oceans are getting too warm for comfort, and the creatures living there are feeling the heat. But fear not, my friends, because this isn't the end of the story. Just like a good comedian, we can learn about climate change and find ways to turn the tide. Now, you might be thinking, so what if the ocean is a bit warmer? A little jacuzzi never hurt anyone. Well, imagine jumping into a hot tub that's constantly cranked up to the max. Not so relaxing anymore, is it? That's because ocean warming isn't just about a slight temperature change. It's about disrupting the delicate balance of life beneath the waves. Just like Goldilocks and her porridge, marine life likes their water temperature just right. Warmer water holds less oxygen, making it harder for fish to breathe. It's like trying to run a marathon while breathing through a straw. Plus, it messes with their migration patterns, making them the ultimate climate refugees. But don't worry, we'll dive deeper into that fishy tale a bit later. Imagine vibrant, colorful coral reefs as the bustling cities of the ocean, teeming with life and bursting with energy. Now picture those cities turning ghostly white, like someone poured bleach all over them. That's coral bleaching, folks, and it's not a pretty sight. You see, corals have this beautiful symbiotic relationship with tiny algae that live inside them. These algae provide the corals with food and their vibrant colors. But when the water gets too warm, the corals get stressed and kick out their algae roommates. It's like coming home from a long day to find your roommate has eaten all your food and left the place a mess. Without their algae buddies, corals turn white and become more vulnerable to disease. It's a sad story, but there's still hope. Section 4. Rising Tides and Where to Swim. A fishy tale. Remember that giant swimming pool we talked about earlier? Well, it's not just getting warmer, it's also getting bigger. Sea level rise is like adding more water to the pool, except in this case, it's not as simple as just topping it up. Imagine your bathtub overflowing because someone left the tap running. That's kind of what's happening with melting glaciers and ice sheets adding more water to our oceans. As sea levels rise, coastal communities and habitats are at risk of flooding, like a giant wave of bathwater crashing through your living room. It's a serious issue, but just like finding a plumber to fix that leaky tap, we can find solutions to mitigate climate change and keep our heads above water. Section 5. Fish on the move. Finding Nemo in a changing climate. Remember those climate refugee fish we mentioned earlier? Well, imagine them packing their tiny suitcases, grabbing their families, and embarking on a grand adventure to find cooler waters. It's like Finding Nemo, but with a climate change twist. As ocean temperatures rise, many fish species are migrating to cooler waters, disrupting the entire marine ecosystem. It's like a game of musical chairs, but with fewer chairs and more fish vying for a spot. This can lead to competition for resources and even impact the livelihoods of people who depend on fishing for their food and income. But don't lose hope just yet. Just like a good travel agent helps us navigate new destinations, scientists are working on solutions to help marine life adapt to these changing waters. Section 6. Making waves, our splash of hope for the oceans. Before you go full-on Aquaman, let's talk about real solutions making waves. From renewable energy sources like solar and wind power to sustainable fishing practices, humans are innovating to combat climate change and protect our oceans. One exciting innovation is seaweed farms. They absorb carbon dioxide and provide habitat for marine life and create sustainable food and fuel sources. By working together, we can ensure our oceans remain a source of wonder and joy. So let's dive in and create a brighter future for our blue planet.